The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Let's break down a realistic path for the Jets to have a successful draft, plus updates on the Jets defensive coordinator search. That and much more is what we're talking about on today's Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started.
I let the organization down, and I let the players down, and that burns me. It really does. This season's on me, and we're going to work our ass off to get this shit exactly where it needs to be.
A new chapter for the Jets has started. Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji are tasked with shaping the future of this franchise. Will they be the ones to finally get it right? We will be here for every step of the journey on the Jake Asman Show, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chats, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now.
Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everybody. We are presented by FanDuel Sportsbook. Lot to talk about, including a national championship game tonight. If you're betting on Indiana and Miami, do it with FanDuel. The Hoosiers looking for the perfect season. The U trying to win their first national title since 2001. We'll talk about this game and more because a lot of possible Jets are going to be in action on the field tonight. For more on that and for more on the state of the New York Jets, we say hello to our guy, Jeremy, from Jets Chaos. It was supposed to be Dom C, but Dom texted me seconds before I was about to go live that he lost his power. So we're going to have to reschedule our guy Dom to later this week. I'll be with him all next week at the Senior Bowl because Jeremy decided he's not going this year. So I took the spot in the Airbnb. So oddly enough, this all kind of worked out, and I appreciate the flexibility, my friend. Thanks for coming on.
Sure. I can't wait to see pictures of you hobnobbing in Mobile, Alabama.
Speaking of hobnobbing, man, I mean, I got the photos from the O'Leary wedding sent to me, and I mean, looking at you on the dance floor tearing it up. I mean, that was a sight to behold here. Look at you on the right. Look at this guy.
Oh yeah, but Ryan, man,
Ryan was getting into it. He really was.
That's awesome.
Let's talk about the DC search first, Jeremy, because there is an update on this. Try not to laugh when I read you this tweet. This is from Albert Breer, who tweeted the following. Jets interim DC Chris Harris interviewed for the team's full-time defensive coordinator position yesterday. Harris has been widely seen as a rising star in coaching. So, based on the timeline of the Jets announcing the 8 interviews they completed, or 8 candidates they completed first-round interviews with, we have reason to believe, because they put that out there on Friday, and this is now coming out that Harris spoke with them yesterday, that this was a second interview for Chris Harris. So we know Glenn made him the interim DC. Now he's had at least, I believe, 2 interviews for the permanent DC role. And I just, again, it's tough to read this with a straight face. Albert Breer, I think, is a good reporter. But come on, man. Who actually is saying Chris Harris is a rising star in coaching? I mean, again, he coached the DBs this past year. The Jets broke an NFL record that will never be broken for having 0 interceptions over the course of an entire season. You can't now hire this guy as the permanent DC unless your goal is to truly march for Arch and pick number 1 in the draft. That's crazy.
I'm speechless. I mean, the only thing I can think he accomplished is when he came in, it only took till 13 minutes left in the second quarter for them to fall behind 21-0.
I mean, again, what are we doing here?
This is scary because this is the kind of stuff that really, I mean, if it's not already scary, this is the kind of stuff that just makes you want to throw up. You know, like what's going on?
He's been widely seen as a rising star in coaching. Again, I hope the agent for Chris Harris is sending Albert Breer a significant, check at Christmas time every year. Otherwise, how could you justify actually tweeting that with a straight face? He coached DBs. They didn't have an interception all season.
I don't understand it. And I don't understand where they're getting this information unless it's coming. The Jets are trying to hype him up. But how many times have we seen that? Like, I mean, Aaron Glenn was hyped up as this next great thing in coaching, right? They hyped him up last year.
I don't know, man. I digress. I saw that, and I mean, wow. On that note, as far as other news and notes with the DC search, I went more in depth on this during my first show with Frankie V from U Stadium today. But Wink Martindale was seen and is being seen as the early front runner, according to The Athletic. This would be a better hire than Chris Harris. But again, I don't think Wink in 2026 is the most exciting hire for any Jet fan. Give me your thoughts on Wink as a candidate.
Well, I mean, I'll try to do it the way Dom C would, because I know Dom C always thinks about personnel. And then I know the first question he would ask is, does the personnel we already have in place even fit, doing the switch? And what would that mean? Because we already have so many holes to fill and so many things we have to do to the roster. And now you're bringing in a guy who I believe is more 3-4. I know he's hybrid. I know he gives different looks. So what does that really mean? What does that mean for the players we already have in place? Where do they fit? Is that, and also it feels like he feels like the kind of coach that's seen his best days. So it feels like you're getting that person that's kind of like on the downslide of their career. And there's no potential for like a ceiling, like there's no, like, he's not like bringing in some a real rising star or someone with the potential to be that next big coach that everybody wants and everybody talks about. So I don't know, man. I mean, at least if you could say one thing, at least you're bringing in a known entity, a guy who has experience.
Just truly amazing. All right. So there you go. There's Wink. And then this again, I'll read it with a straight face, folks. Jets intern DC Chris Harris interviewed for the team's full-time defensive coordinator position yesterday. Harris has been widely seen as a rising star in coaching. All right. So there's your DC latest. Let's talk about the draft. You're a big draft guy, Mr. Chaos. I mean, your thoughts on where the Jets currently are at pick 2 and pick 16. We know about pick 33 and pick 44 as well. As we sit here on January 19th, we got one college game left, the national championship game this evening. What do you anticipate the biggest debate being at number 2, given the fact Dante Moore did go back to school?
I think right now it's between Reese and Kane. And Bain, sorry. I said Kane. I think that the actual what you put up before, if Martindale was the coach, I think that's a stronger argument for Reese. Because I think a 3-4 would be a better fit for him. I can't see him putting his hand in the ground and like just being a full-time like edge. I mean, why not just take Bain? But like if you're going to stand him up and be on the outside and do other things and move him around and have, then Reese starts to become a more attractive piece. So I think that the defensive coordinator, like filling that position, really makes a difference in which of those two guys you're going to think about taking. But I think it's between those two. I'd be surprised if it wasn't, like if I was, a fly on the wall. But it's really early. We still have the Senior Bowl. We still have the combines. There's so much more that can happen. But early on, I don't really see who can break into the conversation with those two for where we stand right now.
Do you think David Bailey could play himself into the number 2 pick?
I think the problem with David Bailey is for a lot of time, he didn't even play early downs. I mean, he might be an improved Will McDonald, but we need an every down edge. We need somebody we know is going to be a great seal and great against the run game. And I love Bailey, and I think he got a lot better than that at Texas Tech. But earlier on in his, like all his other film, it's not his strength, and he very easily might slide into pass rusher specialist. And I think that's just not what we need.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking with Jeremy Jets Chaos. Draft-related questions, put them in the chat. And for those who didn't watch our first show, today's giveaway is a signed Wayne Corbett helmet. Make sure you enter at the end of the show because we're going to raffle this away to one lucky Asmaniac. So enter for your chance to win. We'll get to your super chats, get to your questions. Johnny Boy starts it off and says, Chaos and Jake, hell yeah. Anyone else, rock solid. Johnny Boy, appreciate you. Ricky NY, a super chat who says, Harris is more of a floater than a riser. This is, of course, in reference to Chris Harris interviewing. We believe in person. Again, not confirmed, but connecting the dots here. We believe Chris Harris got a second-round interview because Breer reporting he interviewed yesterday after the Jets had reported that they completed a first round of interviews with 8 candidates. So this, to me, lends some credence to the fact that Chris Harris is a finalist for the job. So we will see. As far as the quarterback situation goes, Jeremy, with Moore going back to school, we know the Jets are going to have to add several guys to that room in the veteran and trade market before the draft even began. Where are you at in terms of what the options look like and what you would ideally do if you're Glenn and Muji?
Well, I don't know if what they will do is what's best for the organization long term. That's the problem, because they might be thinking, depending, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. They might know they have even more time. Can you imagine? Like, they just don't do much at quarterback, and that's going to be his excuse to now stay yet another year. And I know you'll lose your mind if that happens. But if he's under the gun, if he's being told we need to win games and need to see improvement, or you're gone, or if that's what he believes, I think he's going to go for the best veteran possible. And I don't know if that's the best thing for us, because if it's going to be 6 or 7 games because we signed some, we make a deal or we try to make a move and get like a Kirk Cousins, or you bring in like a Tua, is that really, what does that really do for us? I mean, we're almost better off just taking a shot on a young guy, bringing in another just an inexpensive option. And because I'd rather win 2 or 3 games than 6 or 7 games, honestly, knowing that we need our quarterback in 27 and going into that draft. I know it's a horrible thing to say, but if we get off to like a 1-5 start or something again, right? We stink anyway. I would rather at that point, I'm just thinking, I mean, we just have to get the quarterback. And if we can't do it this year, we have to do it next year's draft. I don't think there's any free agents that are the answer. I think that one little piece that's out there is that one question mark is Malik Willis, right? But I think people are just putting too much on that he's going to end up being this franchise quarterback. It's still, at the end of the day, it's still just a swing.
Ladies and gentlemen, some breaking news.
Breaking sports news on the Jake Asman Show.
The Miami Dolphins are going to hire Packers DC Jeff Hafley as their next head coach. So they replace Mike McDaniel, offensive guy, with a defensive guy, Siena grad, by the way, for anyone who is an alum of Siena. He is the former head coach at Boston College. Then he left that job to be the DC under Matt LaFleur. Did a really good job the last 2 seasons in Green Bay, and now he's a head coach. So we know the Dolphins had an opening. The Bills, as of today, have an opening. One of those openings has been filled. So you got Vrabel, you got Hafley, you got Glenn, and a soon-to-be new coach in Buffalo. Give me your thoughts on Hafley to the Dolphins.
It could have been worse. I was nervous about other things happening. A couple of weeks ago, I was like, oh man, what if John Harbaugh goes there? I didn't even want them to get Stefanski. So I'm okay with this. We don't know. He could end up being a great coach. There's no way to know, but he's not exactly, it doesn't scare you like some of the guys if they would have added, right? I mean, it could have been a lot worse. I don't know, man. I don't know this guy. I mean, Green Bay's defense was okay, right? But they were on and off. They weren't like perfect, or they didn't blow the doors off of anybody. Like, I think it's just we'll see. They're going from an offensive minded head coach now to a defensive minded head coach, and they have no quarterback. If this was New York, if this was here, if we were doing this, I know our fan base would be complaining, because we'd be saying if we're getting a new quarterback and you're going to give me a defensive minded coach. So
I'll tell you what,
and as a rookie.
Yeah.
Head coach.
Early prediction, Malik Willis signs with the Dolphins. Connect the dots. Packers GM, now the GM down in Miami, or assistant GM, now the full-time GM in Miami. Hafley comes from Green Bay. Malik Willis, he's going to want a chance to start. They're going to move on from Tua. That's been basically confirmed. The Dolphins released like a 20-minute interview with their GM, and they didn't ask one single question about Tua in that interview, which tells you all you need to know about his future with Miami. He's gone. So I think that's a Malik Willis spot for if I've ever seen one. Again, I have no idea of knowing what type of head coach Jeff Hafley will be. He's highly regarded, but who knows? It's a lot better, I think, as a Jet fan than, as you bring up, Harbaugh going there or McCarthy going there, someone proven that has a track record of turning franchises around and winning. So I'll take my chances with Hafley in Miami. None of it really matters from a Jet perspective till the Jets get the right coach paired with the right quarterback anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think at that point, because I know a lot of people are dreading, Drake May, New England, and oh my God, we have to deal with this. But at the end of the day, we've got to worry about ourselves.
That we do. Being a Jet fan is not fun, but we do it anyway. Super chat from Mace B. Used to watch your Texans show with Stoots. Stoots, by the way, will be a guest on the show next week. He will be at the Senior Bowl. So we will have Cody on and get his thoughts on the draft. He's a big draft guy, so I'm looking forward to that. Mace B says, why was CJ not benched? Surely he can't be re-signed. Is this best chance gone for Texans? Zach J. Fields would have won that with that. Zach and Justin Fields would not have won that yesterday, but I see your point. Yesterday's CJ Stroud performance was like if Zach Wilson and Justin Fields had a baby, like that's what CJ Stroud's performance was.
It was ugly. I mean, there was a lot of points left on the board. He had open guys. Like, it was really bad. Forgetting just the turnovers, it was the missed opportunities. He was overthrowing guys that were wide open. They were touchdowns just being left. I mean, they really should have been a Texans win, I think, the way their defense played. If they had, he just played such a bad game.
Awful. As far as Stroud goes, I mean, you can't give him an extension now. You'll pick up maybe his option just to have him under contract at a affordable rate. But I mean, the bottom line is CJ Stroud cost himself an enormous amount of money with these two playoff performances. Because if he was playing really well and the Texans went on a run, he'd be up for an extension and they'd pay him. Now, there's no way you could extend him. And they wasted an all-time year from that defense. I mean, that was one of the best defenses we've seen in the league in a long time. And they have nothing to show for it other than one playoff win.
All right, and look at the window of opportunity, right? I mean, there was no Kansas City. Josh Allen is gone. There's, that Denver's now has Stedham as their quarterback. Like this was, I mean, just threw it away.
Joe the Jet, March for Arch, suck for saying, fire AG. 2028 will be the year the drought ends, Jake. I think the Jets can make the playoffs in 27. I don't think it needs to be till 2028. There is a path to it. We see this all the time. Coach, quarterback, pair them up. If it's the right people, you can make the playoffs in year one. It has happened a lot around the league. Vrabel in New England, Ben Johnson in Chicago, Liam Cohen in Jacksonville, D'Amico when he took over Houston, Dan Quinn a year ago in Washington. Coach, quarterback, pair them up. You get the right people. It can be done. As down as we are on the Jets right now, if Aaron Glenn can't turn it around and the Jets can get a real coach aligned with a quarterback they take with one of their 3-1s in 2027, it can turn around, Jet fans. I'm not losing all hope just yet.
Yeah, we have money. We have cash too. So you have so many different vehicles to hurry up and turn this roster around with the draft picks, but also just 2027, like tons of money. So you could really complement those picks. But coach and quarterback, I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out.
That's it. That's it. People will say it will never happen. I'll tell you what, I believe it will. And it's also important to remember, during times like these, that look, we all know the Jets have been bad. But you know what? When you think about football excellence over the last 17 years, you still think of the Jets. The last 17 AFC championship games have featured at least one of the following three teams: the New England Patriots, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the New York Jets. And that's the bottom line.
That's great. I love that. That's great.
Keep that in mind, people. Keep that in mind when you watch the games this weekend. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Jets Chaos hanging out with us. We're going to reschedule Dom C for later this week. I'll be with Dom all next week at the Senior Bowl down in Mobile. I can let everyone know that we put some interview requests in to have on the following prospects on the channel, on the show: David Bailey, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, Dominique Orange, Jacob Rodriguez, Lee Hunter, Garrett Nussmeier, Elijah Surratt, Casey Concepcion, Jacoby Lane, Parker Brailsford, Cole Payton, and Sawyer Robertson. We have requested to speak with all those prospects at our Radio Row table next week in Mobile. So we're looking forward to bringing you guys tremendous draft content all next week. So I can't wait for that. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Niall Newark writes in, the Mike White t-shirts equals torn locker room. Glad Glenn got rid of those type guys. He was right. Rodgers didn't move the needle. Let Glenn and Mooj cook. This is up there with one of the dumber super chats I've seen. And then I remembered Spencer Green spent $10 earlier to say the Jets should trade a third for Deshaun Watson when they don't even have a third. Oh, by the way, this is, I mean, where do you even start with this one? You got any thoughts on this buffoonery?
I mean, two things could be true. You could be happy that he got rid of some of the people that were in the locker room, because I heard it was some cancer in that locker room for sure. But two things could be true. Like, Glenn could also be a really lousy coach. It doesn't, to sit there and say, let them cook. We let them cook all last season. We won 3 games and we lost the last 4, by all over 20 points.
5.
So we set, we're historically bad.
Yeah. And the Mike White thing is years ago already. There's not many players even left from that team, by the way. So, especially on offense. So let's stop with that. Thank you for the super chat. Please seek help. Henny writes in, so I guess we are running it back with Fields, huh? I mean, with the first pick in the 2027 NFL draft.
Arch Manning, baby.
I mean, he's under contract, Justin Fields. He'll be cut probably June 1st designation, so they could spread out the cap hit over 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, if they kept him and he started, that clearly is the Arch. They're tanking for Arch.
Man, get ready to march for Arch. That's all I'm going to say.
March
for Arch. You buy a shirt during the show, you get 5 raffle tickets automatically applied. Again, we're giving away a signed Wayne Corbett helmet at the end today. We got a Garrett Wilson signed helmet that we give away tomorrow when Robbie Sabo joins us, plus Darrell Revis signed helmet and a Chad Pennington signed helmet as our prizes this week in our weekly raffle series. JD Surf City says we let Glenn and Muji cook, and it was 0-7. We know what he is. Again, that's what I keep coming back to the most. When they were trying to win, they were 0-7 and looked awful in a lot of those games. Not bad, awful.
Yeah. It wasn't good. It wasn't a good year. It wasn't a good season. It's not exactly a resume builder, like, for him as a head coach.
Brutal. It's just brutal. Let's continue the conversation about the draft, because I know you're super into these prospects. Give us an early feel for pick 16, Jeremy. I want your thoughts on what the Jets' options could be with that pick.
So one of the things I like, especially if you take Bain, I love Sonny Styles there, right? And I know it's heavy defense. People might be screaming. I'm torn between 2 guys that I don't know that they'll both be there anyway. So I would take either one that's there if either one of them is there, and that's Sonny Styles and then Mekhi Lemon, right? So because I don't think there's bleeding and gushing blood that we have to get a wide receiver, believe it or not, because we don't have a quarterback to throw them the ball anyway, right? And we have 3 picks next year, and there's plenty of time to worry about that. But I love, if a guy is there that's going to be a star, you take him, right, for the long-term future. And if Lemon to me is that, but Sonny Styles could be just break our frustration in the linebacker position. I mean, just give you a real baller there, right? Who can do pretty much everything. He could be that captain. He could be that guy that really changes and moves the needle for the defense. And then you put them together. If you selected Bain, I mean, you want a fast turnaround for a defense. Those 2 guys, if they hit their ceiling, they're going to turn this defense around really quick. So I'm happy with either of those 2 guys. If both of them are gone, it means some other people must have had to slip. You can consider Sadiq there. I mean, it's another weapon that, the only reason I hesitate for that is because there are some guys I think we can get a little bit later that I really like. But I'm not going to complain if they were to take them, right? Because you can always use a weapon. and we see the tight ends making a difference. I'm watching the playoffs. I'm watching Kincaid, what Kincaid did, how good he looked. I'm watching tight ends make really big plays in the playoffs, and I'm thinking, would it be so terrible, even if Mason Taylor ends up being really good, to just have two in that position that are really good?
Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. You're going to get to see a rare form of me. The New York Knicks are about to tip off right now on Peacock, a little MLK game. I didn't go to this game, Jeremy, because I said I must talk about a 3-14 football team instead. That's my commitment to you.
Yeah. All right.
What are your thoughts on seeing them lose in person in Sacramento, by the way? You couldn't even save them the other night.
I can't even stomach them. I can't even stomach them. I mean, to me, it just feels like I watched this guy Brown coach the Kings, and we had this one great year when we had a lot of talent here in Sacramento, and it came together for 1 year, and he happened to be the coach, and he did a good, they made a nice little run, and then he totally lost the locker room the next year. They were falling apart, and they just got rid of him. And people don't know it wasn't just because they were 13-15. Because people said, hey, that wasn't terrible. That was kind of fast to get rid of him. He just brought you to the playoffs the year before. The locker room was lost. He's a clown. And now I was watching that game. What people don't know is when I was watching him before the second half, they're goofing around the Knicks. They were smiling. Even at the end of the game, right after the game, they're joking. They didn't even care. They didn't even care that they had just lost that game. They lost the next one. I don't understand. We got rid of a coach that kept them competitive. They fought hard every game. We fired that coach to bring in this clown, and that's how I feel about it. It feels very Jetsy to me.
Well, I hope you're wrong, but it's ever since they won the Fakakta Cup, they've been horrific. So hopefully it's just a lull and long season. They'll figure it out. We'll get to your calls coming up. Comments, questions, super chats. This one's from Chris, who writes in. Question for you both. How far would you trade back from the number 2 pick? Personally, I'd go as far as number 9 with Kansas City. I'm willing to move back as far as I need to move back if the offer is right. To me, there's no clear consensus number 2 player in this draft as far as best non-quarterback. There's a big debate. There's no Abdul Carter in this draft. There's not a Myles Garrett or a Will Anderson where it's like clear, hey, after the quarterback or quarterbacks, this is the next guy. I don't think we have that. I've seen a mock that has Arvell Reese at 2. I've seen Bailey at 2. I've seen Bain at 2. I've seen Caleb Downs at 2. I've seen Tate or Tyson at 2. There's no consensus top player in this draft. Maybe it's Mendoza, but he's a quarterback and you won't get him. So I would move as far back as possible if I got the right offer. I don't have a dead set, I won't move past here because I need to get one of these guys. The Jets have so many needs. Get me as much talent as humanly possible. And that's how, if you get more picks, you have more of a chance to do that.
Yeah, my only problem is I just don't see anybody trading up with us because who are they trading up for? But if somebody for some reason falls in love with someone and wants us give us some really nice offer and give us a bunch more picks, especially add some extra day 2 picks there, man, so we don't have to do that 45 to 106 thing without a pick, I'm all about it.
Curly says, no clear consensus number 2 pick. Good thing we tanked for what? Question mark. Yeah. And the Peter Woods tank, baby. The Peter Woods tank.
It's crazy.
I mean, it's one of those years, man. It's unfortunate. That's why, again, I don't know where you stood on Dante Moore. I like him. I didn't love him. The stats on guys who don't make more than 25 plus starts that are picked that high is abysmal. I'm thrilled he went back to school because I think a different team, Dante Moore would be great if he had a chance to sit and learn and develop. The Jets are ill-equipped to be able to be that team that could afford to take that big of a gamble with the 2nd pick in the draft. They're just not equipped to do it right now.
There's a strong possibility that we dodged a bullet. Strong possibility.
Well said. Ladies and gentlemen, to your calls we go. Nick Shine is first today. Hello, Nick.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. How are we?
Who's that?
How quickly we forget, man. Oh my Lord. I thought we were tight. Yeah, man, I'm sitting here listening to you guys, and isn't it wild that the entire AFC East is stacking with defensive coaches in a time where everyone is going offensive? It's kind of mind-boggling that the East is bucking the trend Of course, we're a team that can't get it right, but I just thought that was wild that Miami moves on to a defensive styled head coach after having Tua, having McDaniels, and now you're looking at them and it's like, all right, how are you going to run your offense? You couldn't run your offense and win when you had I think a very good offensive minded head coach. So I thought that strategy was a little interesting and wanted to pick your brains a little bit about it.
I'm glad because, again, I much prefer to go up against defensive coaches than offensive coaches because if Miami ever has a great offense, their OC will get poached and be a head coach, and they got to start all over. See what's happened with the Eagles and see what's happened with Tampa. Like, it's hard. That's what did Vrabel in, by the way, in Tennessee. He hired 2 OCs that each left to be head coaches in LaFleur and Arthur Smith. So I'm with you, Nick. I think it's a great point. And hopefully when the Jets fire Glenn a year from now, if he can't turn this around, we hire a proven offensive-minded coach. That should be the goal. Or if you are, God forbid, going to do the first-time coach thing, get the bright offensive guy and pair him up with the quarterback to give us a real shot to develop him.
So, Jake, just for the record, and Boomtown can take a note of this, not a fan of Aaron Glenn going for year 3, just to put that out there.
You're saying, do I predict he's going to be here for a year 3?
No, you're already writing him off. I love it.
Oh, I mean, I don't even know if he's getting through year 2.
I know.
If they start 1-5, does he survive the season?
Yeah, I feel, we discussed this, and Jeremy and I did the other night as well. When you're Aaron Glenn now and you're going to have 2 years without your quarterback and you're going to have to patchwork it again, is that your pitch to Woody that we're going to build as good of a roster as we can with the picks and the money, and then we're going to bring in a rookie in year 3. We're going to go all in to get the best quarterback in that draft. If we have to move picks, we do it. But let us build this. We cleared out the money. We have cap space. We're going to have draft capital. Is this part of the long-term plan? And I know you're not a fan of Glenn, but if you take that away from it and you look at it objectively, is it right to fire the coach when he never got a quarterback?
Here's the pushback to that, Nick. Couldn't we say that about the Saints? But they took Tyler Shuck. No one thought Tyler Shuck was the guy. Guess what? Good thing they did, because where would the Saints be right now in a 1-quarterback draft trying to find their guy? The Jets could have taken Shuck a year ago. They could have took Jackson Dart. They chose not to. They also picked Fields. That's an indictment on Aaron Glenn. When you say what you say about Fields and give him the contract, that's on Glenn. When it looks as bad as it looks, that's on the head coach. Sorry, life's not fair. If I could clearly upgrade a coach, which, by the way, they could do now, but they're the Jets, so they won't. We'll wait a year. Then you got to do it. And Woody shouldn't buy all. They can get to pick their quarterback. That's nonsense, man. Find a way. Bo Nix was the 5th quarterback that was taken in his draft class. There's quarterbacks out there. If you're good at your job, you got to find one. That's on them. And also, if they can't find one, then win enough games with a Kirk Cousins variant and prove that you could coach the rest of the team, and you might get that 3rd year and sell Woody on a plan. But, we only won 4 games or 5 games, but we didn't get our quarterback, so now we get 2027 when we have, let's say they win 5 games next year, 8 wins through 2 years. That's not enough, right? So, again, you got to show real improvement. It can't just be, it's only the quarterback and nothing else. There's more to football than just one position.
Very good point, sir. Jeremy?
Look, I don't believe in firing a coach unless there's a plan to get another one. Like, you have to have somebody. What's your plan? I don't know if any of those guys were going to come, but if there was able to put feelers out there, I mean, with some of these coaches that are springing loose and becoming available, if there's a chance we were able to get one of those coaches and we're not, it seems kind of silly to me. But I don't know what's going on behind the scene. Maybe they did. And maybe it was like, no, there's no coach willing to come. I just know that if AG comes out and there has to be, even without a quarterback, there has to be real improvement in that roster. The players have to develop. There has to be some argument he can make, right? So if something doesn't change, if it doesn't look better in some way, there's just no way I could see how could you keep him. But so, you know what I mean? So like, yeah, he doesn't have a quarterback. So maybe that means we're not going to like expect this great rise and this great turnaround. But man, don't also make that the excuse for why nobody plays well. Like if we don't see a step up from all these different players, we have to see Olu continue to grow. Mason, like we have to see the players evolve and play, and the team get better, in spite of the quarterback. And if the defense is a great way to look at it. If the defense is still terrible and we're still a joke and we can't stop anybody, you can't blame that on quarterback.
Right. Like, do we see real tangible improvements on the area that Aaron Glenn's supposed to be an expert in. And again, I don't know if you saw this. We interviewed Chris Harris for the job today for the second time. So the guy whose unit, he was the DB coach, had 0 interceptions over 17 games, appears to be one of the finalists for the role as DC.
Well, he's one of one, right? How many other defensive coaches can say that? Their unit got no interceptions throughout a year. So you want a guy who thinks outside the box, or as Woody Johnson likes, guys who don't think, and it's overrated. But what would drastic improvement be, Jake? Losing our last 5 games by only 16 points?
It would be technically improvement.
Where's the level of improvement for the Jets? Also, everyone be safe out there. All of this snow is part of Josh Allen's tears, and be careful because there's errant passes flying around everywhere from him missing wide open receivers. Can we talk about Tony Romo with the worst comment of the year? Allen throws about a 20-yard out. The guy's wide open. It's down at his feet, and he trips on it trying to get down to catch it. And Romo says, that's a perfectly placed ball. That's a perfect throw. What the hell are you talking about? You hit him on the chest. He turns up, gets another 10 yards. I love it. Josh Allen compiles stats in the regular season, and then he can't do it in the playoffs. It's beautiful. It's a time. It's beautiful, Jake. I love it. It's the only thing that can make the heart get warm right now this time of year is AFC East teams choking.
One down, should have been 2, but thank you, CJ Stroud.
But CJ Stroud took the Patriots in that game. Jesus Christ, he needs to be investigated.
Let's go Jared Stidham, baby. Go Broncos. Give me a horse sound before I let you run, Nick.
I have a segue about horses first. Charles called in Saturday night with me and Jeremy. We got Charles to commit to 1 more year with the Colts to make that pick a top 10 pick next year. I got to get him a Peyton Manning jersey. I offered Jonathan Taylor. He countered that son of a bitch. He's a shrewd negotiator, Charles Gorman. And he demanded a Peyton Manning jersey. He was going to get white. And I said, you're too sloppy of an eater. We're going to get you blue. And he said, okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Charles jinx is locked in for 2026. Bet the Colts to have a top 10 pick. Whatever the fuck. I don't know. Gentlemen, love you both. Be good, boys.
I hug him every day. I hug him every day.
Thank you, Nick. Well done. Great horse noise. Go Broncos. Mr. Chaos, I appreciate you coming out of the pen on short notice. Well done. I'll let you run and watch the Knicks hopefully not lose to a bad Mavericks team at home.
I really hope not, man. I really hope not. It's getting but thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
You got it. Jeremy, Jets Chaos, subscribe to his channel if you have not done so already. Super chat here from Joe says, I hope you get to interview Nuss and Surratt. I'm not convinced Elijah Surratt will actually be at the Senior Bowl. Typically, the guys that play in the national title game don't end up actually going to the Senior Bowl. But if he's there, we put the request in, so hopefully we do get him. All right, open phone lines for anyone who wants in on the program today. We got 475 people watching live, so make sure you click the like button and you are subscribed to the channel. Indiana versus Miami tonight. We are presented by FanDuel. Who you got? I like Indiana. That's obvious. They're the favorites. I keep wavering whether or not Miami is going to make it a game. And I think my final verdict is going to be that Indiana wins and covers. And the reason for that is I just think they're a special team. They haven't broken a sweat during these playoffs. I think that the Indiana faithful, from what I've been told by people going to the game, they're there, they're loud. I don't care if it's a Miami home game. It's also cold, so it's not like it's like a warm environment. Like Miami's not used to playing in weather that's this cold this time of year. And I just think Indiana's better, man. I do. I trust Signetti more than I trust Cristobal. I trust Mendoza more than I trust anyone else on Miami, including Carson Beck. Better coach, better quarterback. I feel like if Indiana had Alabama on its helmet, I don't think we'd be debating this. I just think we're just like, Indiana? So I like the Hoosiers tonight. I do. I think they win and they cover. As far as what we're looking for, though, in this game, the players to watch tonight, Reuben Bain Jr., right? Edge from Miami could be an option for the New York Jets. I think if you're looking at quarterbacks, Mendoza. Let's see how Beck plays, though. Because for what it's worth, if Beck does play well, then maybe there's a path for the Jets to take him with one of their second-round picks or day 3 selections. Other players that are top NFL guys. Now, the Jets don't need a tackle, but maybe a team trading up really wants him. Francis Maligoa, who's Kiko, his brother, is on the Jets, linebacker. Maligoa is one of the tackles for Miami, so look at him. Akeem Mesidor is a potential first-round edge opposite Ruben Bain. He wears number 3. Bain is number 4 on that defensive line. Keontae Scott is a possible corner for the Jets. He wears number 0 on Miami. We mentioned Beck. He's number 11. CJ Daniels is a draftable wide receiver for Miami. He's number 7 on the U. And look, Malachi Toney, we still got a couple more years, Jeff fans, till he's eligible, 2028. But he's the stud wide receiver on Miami. He's a freshman who should still be a senior. So those are some of the players I think you should watch on Miami tonight that are draftable or could be drafted in the future. And then for Indiana, obviously Mendoza. Elijah Surratt, already mentioned, will be at the Senior Bowl unless he's not. D'Angelo Pons, who had the pick 6 last week against Dante Moore. He's number 5 on Indiana. He's a guy that could be drafted on day 2. Omar Cooper Jr., another draftable wide receiver for Indiana. He's number 3. Carter Smith, one of their offensive tackles, is draftable for Indiana. Lewis Moore, the safety for Indiana, is a draftable guy. Aiden Fisher, the linebacker for Indiana, is another draftable guy. And then obviously I don't need to tell you about Mendoza, but I don't believe he'll be a real option for the Jets. Boss Girl says, over under the amount of times they show Michael Irvin. Whatever it is, bet the over. I'm kind of over seeing Michael Irvin too, by the way. Right? I don't have a rooting interest for Miami or Indiana. It's whoever I'm going to bet on. But it's like it takes away from like the kids in the game. Like I don't need to see Michael Irvin, who hasn't played at Miami in 40 years. Maybe that's my old guy get off the lawn take, but I'm good on Michael Irvin. Jetstream in the raffle for 2. Hit the like button. Yeah, Heathens. Jetstream, thank you. Big fella with a super chat. I don't want to hear any more glaze about Will Campbell. He was a turnstile on Sunday. Membu is light years better than him. Collinsworth is disgusting. Did Collinsworth say anything about Membu and Campbell? I'm not following that one. Membu is better than Will Campbell, by the way. That is without question. Campbell was getting dominated by Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. The Texans were dominating that game. They really were. As far as Membu goes, they got that one right. There's no doubt. They need to get more of these picks right in this draft. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get to more of your calls, shall we? But first, we shout out Michael Levinson, who says, I just bought my March for Art shirt. That means you're in the raffle for 5. I received email confirmation that you did, in fact, purchase a shirt, Michael. So thank you very much. Get yours at jakeasman.com. We march at dawn, people. We march at dawn. More of your calls right now. Gus Buster Umbrella Hotline is where we go. First up today is a man who's out of his damn mind.
Oh man, can you guys hear me, Jake?
Penis.
Honestly, Jake, let's talk about my sports takes of the week. So this is like my sports takes of the week. So for the Knicks, tough three loss stretch for the Knicks. We got to play better against the King tonight. You got to play better. And then for the NFL, you know what? I have the Seahawks winning the Super Bowl because you know what? The Seahawks were dominant against the 49ers, you know, and Jets related coverage, you know, Steve we got a new DC search. I think Martindale was like a promising name as a DC. I mean, just because he wasn't good in Michigan, I mean, he was promising. He was the most experienced. But really, the defensive coordinator list is uninspiring. What's your thoughts on that, Jake?
I think Martindale's best days are behind him, man, Max. I'd prefer someone more younger and innovative.
I think Leonard could be the DC, but I don't know if he wants the job. I mean, the only reason he really interviews because he has previous ties to Aaron Glenn with his Cleveland days and Darren Muji when he was the general manager of the Denver Broncos. And then for baseball, honestly, I think the Yankees need to sign Cody Bellinger. You know, I don't want the Mets to steal every ex-Yankees player. We got to sign him to a deal. You know, did you see that baseball trade with the Dodgers? I feel like the Dodgers are the richest team in the league. They'll sign every player to hundreds of $1 million in contracts. We got to extend Bellinger, whatever it takes, Jake. And then for hockey, you know what? Rough stretch by the Islanders, but the Devils look horrible. And then the Islanders recently had a rough stretch. But you know what? This is my weekly sports take, so my roommate is back in the room now. Kai, you want to talk to him, Jake?
Not really.
Come on, we should.
I don't think so.
Oh man, did you see the Asmaniac shirt?
I do see it.
Oh man, I just shot. Good day to dawn, honestly.
Why don't you give us an Aaron Glenn dance, Mad Max?
Oh man, let's see, guys. Aaron Glenn dance today. This is a salsa dancing. Honestly, this is a salsa.
Why did you turn the lights off to do this?
Oh, because it's so bright in my room. It's like insane. Do you see how Nah, because it was bright as shit, dude. It was why the lights are bright.
Yeah, but if I can't see you doing the dance, it defeats the whole purpose of having a visual medium that is YouTube.
True. You guys can see me doing the dance. See me do the Aaron Glenn dance. This is the salsa dancing.
Mad Max, thank you.
Oh, man.
Mad Max ain't yapping about jets. That boy, he's jamming. He's standing, freaking dancing, wall smashing. I'm Jake Asman. If Mad Max ain't ever stopped yapping, that boy, he still be dancing. Then call Jake Asman. He got an orange wall.
Mad Max, thank you. It's also not a salsa dance. Whatever Glenn's dance was. I don't know what it specifically actually is, but I know it's not a salsa dance, but I love that he refers to it as that. Oh, man. Wayne Corbett signed helmet is the giveaway. As of now, we have 0 gifted memberships during the show, so I'm taking matters into my own hands. I'm going to gift one right now. If you get it, you are entered in the raffle at the end of the show, and we'll spin the Wheel of Champions and give you a chance to win the signed Jets helmet by one of the all-time Jet greats. Ladies and gentlemen, a membership gifted, and it went to Scotty G 9999. Congratulations, Scotty. I will put you down in our raffle for one. All right, let's get to more of your calls. Appreciate everyone hanging out with us here on MLK Day. Let's say hello to Paul, who's up next. What's up, Paul?
What's going on, bro?
How we doing, Paul?
I'm all right. I just want to – I'm not saying I want McDermott, right? But I will be a little disappointed if they don't at least reach out, right? He may have a little bad blood. Maybe he wants to come to the dark side, right? He may have – I mean, I don't think he's a bad choice, right? I just at least want to see them interview some better candidates, some more candidates, and then – who knows? Maybe McDermott could tip us off on a little bit of stuff. I know you're not really throwing it,
or the DC you're referring to.
Huh?
You're talking about hiring Sean McDermott. You want to hire him as the defensive coordinator? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see him at least get interviewed. No?
100%.
Yeah, I mean, they should interview him. I mean, let him say, I want to take a year off. Let him say, what if there's bad blood? What if he's pissed off? You know, he may want some payback. I'm sure he lives somewhat close to here, right? It wouldn't be that big of a travel type of scenario for him. It might be a good fit. I mean, there's not many other candidates that I would really prefer over him, too, to be honest, because he's at least had plenty of coaching experience, you know?
Like, look, Paul, yes. Why would he take this job?
You got to ask. That's all I'm asking. I'm not saying he'll take it.
And apparently, they've asked guys, and I talked about this on the first show today. The Athletic reported that the Jets looked into candidates who, quote, weren't interested in the job. It's a tough sell. Glenn's on the hot seat. I don't think you're going to get a big name to take this job. Look at the list of interviews they did. The only big name that's on there that other teams desired is Jim Leonard, and I think he did the Jets a courtesy. He knows Muji from Denver. They overlapped. He knows Glenn from Cleveland. They overlapped when Glenn was just starting his coaching career as an assistant DB coach. I think Jim Leonard did a courtesy interview for the Jets.
All the more reason that, you know what, if we decide Aaron Glenn's not working out mid-season, at least we know we could flip a switch and go right to a head coach that not like the shit show we had the last time when we put the defensive coordinator in charge. At least he ran a football team for 9 years. Just saying, I just want to see them interview him. I mean, I find it just ridiculous how many people are getting rid of their head coaches, but in a way, it does make sense. I mean, you look at Buffalo, they haven't won a ring. You look at Pittsburgh, you look at the Ravens, none of them have won a ring in a long time. So they all need a change. I just don't. I mean, there's certain things that I got to say. I think you would agree is a fact. There's 10 new head coaching jobs, and there's no way all 10 of them are going to be successful. There's going to be some of them that are going to be busts. I mean, I think that the odds are just too hard for that to not be. When you agree?
I think given where they're at right now, Paul, it is a tough sell for anyone to take this job. It's tough. I like the idea of going after McDermott. I don't think he's going to want the job. I think he could be a head coach in this cycle potentially. And if not, he could be a DC. That is a better situation than the situation the Jets are currently in. If I'm McDermott, you can even sit a year out if you want. Be one of the top names a year from now. He's going to have options. If I'm one of these like offensive coaches, I'd hire Sean McDermott as my DC. Proven coach, really good defensive guy. That makes sense. Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. Good call there from Paul. Keep it rolling right now with more of your calls here. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to this man.
Gator, where is my intro? I need a cool intro. I've been calling in, supporting Jake for over 4 years. You did intros for Papa Jet, and Adam is too cool. I'm worthy of an intro, Gator. I don't understand why I don't have an intro. You suck, Gator. You really suck.
Jake, how you doing, buddy?
Rob, what's up, man?
Jake, you could tell Peter Castro and Neil that I want to join the 69 team.
You're in?
I'm in. If they need any muscle, I'm your guy. Anything that's got to be broken, you know, we got to do what we got to do to get Mr. Tomlin into the coach.
Look, we got Tomlinson. He ain't getting out of here. Get comfortable, pal, because as soon as Woody wakes up, he's going to make you a rich man.
Hey, Jake, whatever it takes. Those guys are right. We got to get Tomlin in here. And then if not, I tell you, I know this sounds ridiculous. I don't think that it's totally ludicrous about Mendoza still having a slight chance of coming to the Jets. You know, Nick Faria did make some good points. If this team is looking to get better, they need a lot of picks to get better. Their offensive line is trash. If you put Mendoza behind any type of offensive line that they get, even if they pick up a couple of guys in the draft or free agency, he's going to get killed the first year. He's going to get killed. They need a lot of players. They technically could get a couple of number ones from us, let us move ahead of them, and then 2027, the Raiders can go pick Dante Moore. I mean, it's not totally ridiculous. I don't think it's going to happen, but I don't think it's totally ridiculous. I'll say that, and I'm holding hope that that happens. But anybody going to the head coach now, anybody making even some sort of a point of him possibly coming back even a third year, that's so fucking ridiculous, pardon the French. I mean, oh, yeah, you know, we got to 5-6 wins, and here's our plan. Now all we need is that quarterback, so let us pick for 2027. It's just another excuse of setting out for failure, Jake. Because, you know, the mere fact that they gave Chris Harris 2 interviews, you got to be scared right there, first of all. Correct?
I mean, again, if he gets the job, I think we already know exactly where this year is headed. So I'll leave it at that.
I mean, Jake, come on. If Chris Harris gets the job, this guy looked worse than Wilkes. I mean, if this guy gets the job, you know what's going on here. The tank is on already, and they want 2027, and they'll do what they have to do. And we can't do this shit, Jake. We're going to have to take control of this me and the Goombas, and we're going to have to break some heads here. I'm telling you, we're going to have to break some heads here and get Tomlin in here and get whoever we need to get. If not, then Jake, you know what? What am I doing?
Are you Glenn dancing?
Nope.
You're marching? You're marching?
Marching for who?
You're marching for Arch?
Arch, baby! I mean, because I'm not going to take this shit, dude. It's either that or that, because I don't want any of these other fucking clowns.
Well, I think it's going to be a bad year, Rob. I'm being honest. I think Aaron Glenn's a horrific head coach, and I don't see the path for them to being a good team in 2026. There's no obvious quarterback that could basically just mask the deficiencies of this coach, and even then, like, that's still tough to do. Like, Joe Burrow's great. How many times has he made the playoffs the last couple of years? Mahomes finally missed the playoffs this year. Like, it's hard, man. You need coach and quarterback, and then the right infrastructure. Right now, I think they have some good pieces for a quarterback, but we don't have the quarterback, and the coach is terrible until proven otherwise. And again,
if we got Mendoza, Jake, okay,
he'd struggle in year one, and we'd have to wait till year two to get the right coach for him.
I think if we got Mendoza, if we got lucky, just say, I think he would be that type of quarterback who would be able to survive that year with this buffoon, Aaron Glenn, until we fired this Jamoki, and then all of a sudden got Tomlin for next year. And then we'd be right there, Jake, right there. And for all the people laughing about Aaron Rodgers, at least he made the playoffs. What was Justin Fields doing? Oh, no, I don't want to play flag football. I don't want to be touched. My soft tissue knee here. You know?
Hey, Spencer says you're the type of dude to sell a $10 bill for 20. Is this true?
Yeah, whatever he says. Anytime he wants to meet up, we can discuss it. We'll just tell him, off the air, I can give him my address and we can meet up, tell him.
You guys have a nice meeting in the mines?
Yeah, of course. We'll see how that works out. No problem. But Jake, I'm a peaceful guy.
You're all about the peace, Rob.
You know that. But definitely want to be on the 69 team. So tell Gator to make that happen.
Oh, well, you know what happens when you tell Gator to do things.
Gator, I don't understand why I don't have an intro. Gator, I need an intro, buddy. A cool intro, please. I've been calling in, supporting Jake for over 4 years. You got Adam is too cool, Papa 73, and I don't understand why you won't create one. Women.
You have no sense of humor. That's the problem.
I don't.
When you have a sense of humor, then you can have an intro.
I'm worthy of an intro. All right, fine. I don't understand why I don't have an intro.
Love it. Comments, questions, super chats. Hey, shout out to Tom Roseman. Tom, I appreciate you. You're in the raffle for one.
Tweet. Stringing the cheese. Nice 3-pointer there. There we go. I'm watching the Knicks game right now. We're only down by 8 points. We'll be okay. We just got to stay out of the foul trouble. There. Shoot. Damn it. Up again by 11. Come on, boys. You can do better than this. Play your smart offense. Get out of there. Don't let go of the rope. What rope are you talking about? This whole team looks like it's shot to shit. Who the hell do you think you are? I am.
Thank you very much, Beast. All right, open phone line. So those of you who want in, March for Art shirts available now. Rob from Glenhead is apparently going to get one. This was sent to me before the show. So last week we read Reddit reviews from people talking about me and the show. Apparently, a guy named Jack Straw, who might be a caller of mine. I recognize the name, but I don't know if it's the same guy. He ranked how many people are on this list? The top 15 people in Jets media based on, one, how annoying they are, and two, how much they make the fan base dumber / worse. Worst is best. If you're offended, good. All right, we clear on the barometers here? So I'm going to pull this up. This is from jetnation.com. And I thought this was hilarious, so I figured let's read it on the show because I don't know how many times we could entertain what to do at pick 2 and 16 on January 19th. So I need something different. So here we go. Number 1, and again, if you're at the top of the list, that's bad. You want to be low. So where did Jake Asman rank on this list? We'll find out together. Number 1, Manish Mehta. Eternal number 1, herpes of Jets media. He is not on the beat, and it still doesn't matter. Manish is Jets media herpes. You think it's gone, and then some old clip / screenshot resurfaces, and you remember exactly why this fan base has trust issues. Petty, smug, always had an angle, always wanted to be the story. Every interaction felt like he was trying to win instead of inform. If Jets media had a constitution, in one sentence, Manish is banned forever. Some of you are too young to have lived through it, and honestly, I envy you. Number 2, Connor Hughes. TV Hughes is insufferable. He talks like he's hovering above the rest of us, delivering sacred football knowledge. And then he's wrong constantly. The Quinnen stuff was insane. Probably a 3rd rounder, maybe a 2nd rounder if they're lucky, but probably not getting traded. And he whiffed on the Sauce trade too. Full faceplant. The kind of miss where you don't even get to hide behind things change fast. You were just wrong. Then it's the classic routine. I'm hearing. Fan base melts down. Nothing happens. Things change fast. Yeah, no shit, Connor. Number 3, Harrison Glazer, who goes by, I guess, NY Jets Alerts. This is the purest form of Jets brain rot. Screenshots real reporting, removes context, adds alarm and eyeball emojis, and lets the replies become a tire fire. Never clarifies, never owns anything. He's not a reporter. He's a poll. Should we trade X? What do you think, Jet fans? Congrats. You've invented engagement farming. All right, number 4, the content treadmill streamers. Let me zoom in a little bit here. This is where Matt O'Leary, Boy Green, Jets Central, Jets Media, and many others all live. Hey, where am I on this? Maybe it's good I'm not listed according to this. Different logos, same product. They post nonstop and say nothing. Every day is a new reaction, a new thought, a new emergency, and you finish it realizing you didn't learn a single thing. It's volume without information. Still the same treadmill. Video for my car about nothing. Just flavored with optimism, panic, whatever the consensus feeling is at the time of recording. The fact that someone took time to write all this is hilarious. Number 5, Diana Rossini. She's a chaos agent, but at least it's usually about real dysfunction. She's not inventing rot. She's shining a flashlight on it and letting us fight about it for 3 days. Annoying, yes, but she's not Glazer-level corrosive because she's usually pointing at something that actually exists. Okay. Number 5, Will Parkinson. Here we go. Talented, but the identity crisis is the problem. During the Douglas era, he was one of the loudest trust the process guys, and it crossed into gaslighting. If you weren't buying into it, you didn't understand how the league works. Now the regime's gone, and the pivot to critic feels unearned. And the ratio of actual analysis to fighting with egg accounts at 2 a.m. is getting dangerous. If you want to be treated like media, stop getting into slap fights with Jet Fan 420. Number 7. There we are. We made it. Number 7. So I'm right in the middle of the pack. Hell yeah. Let's go, baby. Number 7. Yours truly. Where's my Jet Champ? Jake Asman is a radicalizer. He takes a fan who's mildly annoyed and turns them into a foaming at the mouth lunatic for 3 hours, then reads super chats about it. He doesn't cover the Jets. He covers the argument about the Jets, and he's basically a rage DJ. He doesn't create the anger. He just remixes it louder and sells $2 super chats. See, I would push back on that. I am angry. I don't create the anger. What do you mean? I'm angry. I'm a fan. Of course I create anger. I'm pissed. When they lose, I'm angry. I don't create anger. The Jets performance makes me angry. That's where the creation of anger comes from. The team stinks. Anyway, an honor to be on the list. We'll get to the rest of the names here. Number 8, Michael Nania. The smart rot. He brings analysis and receipts, but the vibe can be, if you disagree, you don't understand football. It creates a little caste system where normal fans aren't allowed to be mad unless they passed an EPA exam. Using film/stats to invalidate obvious reality is its own toxicity. Sometimes it's analysis as a weapon. Number 9, Zach Rosenblatt. He plays the calm, reasonable beat writer thing on Twitter, but he's also co-bylines a ton of the Athletics. The Jets are a dysfunction factory pieces. You can't be, oh, shucks, I'm just here, while also helping power the drama machine. And honestly, I don't even know how much football he really sees versus just relaying what someone in the building is telling him. Sometimes it reads like, here's what I'm hearing more than here's what I'm seeing. Number 10, Brian Costello. The Beats human shrug. Rarely breaks anything huge. Always sounds like he's doing a court-ordered community service by covering this team. Not evil, just trading. The vibe is permanently, I've seen this movie 900 times, and I hate the end. I got to say, this might be the most accurate one of all of them. And I had Kaz on the radio show yesterday. I'm a fan of his. That's funny. Number 11, Andy Vasquez. Replacement level beat writer. Not offensive, not useful, mostly just exists. If he vanished for a month and came back like nothing happened, nobody would be even sure when he left. Number 12, Rich Cimini. Yes, he's a wet blanket. Yes, he's the Grim Reaper of joy. But in 2026, competence is currency. Cimini is basically Brooks from Shawshank. He's institutionalized. He understands the building, the rules, the patterns, the fine print. He's the grumpy librarian who shushes you, but he's also the only one who could actually find the book you need when everyone else is screaming. I'll take grumpy accuracy over cheerful misinformation any day. Number 13, Robbie Sabo. I love it. I think everyone on this list has been a guest on this show, either as a weekly or at some point in the last calendar year. Robbie Sabo actually watches film and talks real X and O's. The knock is he can get a little preachy and way too in love with coaching and scheme, like every problem is solvable if you just execute harder. Sometimes the Jets just stink. Still, he's doing actual work, not engagement farming. Number 14, Joe Caporoso. Joe's generally grounded, long-form thoughtful, usually not chasing the daily scream economy. He'll actually try to explain what happened instead of just pouring gas on it. Caveat, Joe the writer is one thing, and the TOJ ecosystem can occasionally drift into the same drama/retweet economy it claims to hate. Overall, though, he's one of the adults. Number 15, Connor Rogers. One of the few who's consistently useful. He scouts reports at context and doesn't act like every rumor is a personal brand opportunity. Most importantly, he separates what he knows from what he's guessing. In Jets media, that's basically a superpower. All right, who did I miss? Who's too high and which account deserves to be launched into the sun? First comment from Sperm Edwards. Herpes is incurable, so I think Meta was more like the clap. Harris, they're all ranked last. David Harris, who is a listener to this show, he's saying Connor Rogers, go-to guy for everything. Apparently, this guy's nephew's college roommate is Connor Rogers. Let's see. What else we have here? Someone says I disagree on Jake Asman. Oh, look who it is, Veterans Jet fan. There he is. He's in the chat. I love it. Thank you, Veterans Jet fan. What did you write here? Pretty spot on with these. I'm also a fan of Rogers. I disagree on Jake. His daily show is wacky with sort of 90 Howard Stern like regulars, but Jake has an open forum for many different voices. It's not an echo chamber, including people from the chat. Jake's a tremendous talker, a very good host. He's excellent on the radio, too. He doesn't profess to be a scouting expert or anything like that, but his takes are usually spot on. He's really good at interviews on ESPN. The interviews with Rogers have been terrific. His frustration as a Jet fan is palpable and genuine. He started out as a Jet fan with hope, and his fandom has turned sour and bitter. That's very relatable. Jake has been on the right side of his takedowns of Zach Wilson and Aaron Glenn truthers. The rage stuff is a natural byproduct of being tortured as a Jet fan the last decade and a half. Damn, veteran. I appreciate that, man. Vet, shoot me a message, man. I want to send you a March for Art shirt. That's very kind of you to write that. That's funny. Everyone can read the rest of the thread if they want on Jet Nation, but someone sent me this before the show and I thought it was hilarious. Danger Zone says, here's your $2, Jake. Thanks, man. Jersey just says, that was an accurate breakdown of Jake. I concur. You think VJF deserves 2 raffle entries? I'll put them in. VJF, you're in for 2. Jersey Jet, you think that was accurate? Okay. I mean, good for you. Respect the opinion. I disagree. I don't think I'm a radicalizer. I think I'm just an angry Jet fan. If that makes me radicalized because I have the platform to do it, then okay. I guess I'm a radicalizer then. Whoever wrote this, Jack Straw, this is the guy that calls my show. That'd be hilarious. Anyway, Grinch says he's been a member for 23 months. You must love it. Yeah, Jersey Jet, you must like the show, man. Here you are. All right, let's get the more of your calls here as I'm watching the Knicks get blown out by a crappy Mavericks team. Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls.
Pointing. Garrett Box point at you. Garrett Box point at you. Garrett Box pointing. I'm pointing. I'm pointing. I'm pointing. Garrett Box point at you. I point.
Congratulations on being in the middle. I don't know what you make of that, but congratulations on being 7. You were 7th, right? 7th out of 15th?
Yeah, so I'm like right in the middle of the pack.
Average again, Jake. Average again.
It's better than what the Jets have been for the last 15 years.
That's true. That's true. If the Jets were 7th in the AFC, we'd all throw a party. So
it'd be a playoff team. If you're 7 of 15,
I know,
you would be a playoff team.
We'd all throw a party. That's what I'm saying. I wanted to get in because I know everyone's going to take Indiana, and I'm going to be an outsider here. I'm going to take Miami. I think it's going to be low scoring. But my problem is the Natty is never low scoring. It's always a high scoring game. So why would this be low scoring? But I still can't see anyone scoring a bunch of points. So I'm going to say 17-14 Miami. I just wanted to go on a record. I told Jets Johnny after the Ohio State Texas game, where I didn't think either team was very good, that I thought Miami was probably the best team in the country. And then they lost to Louisville, and then they lost to SMU. I was like, oh, well, that was a miscalculation, but here they are, I suppose. And then I heard someone say Tomlin again. There's also Tomlin rumors that Tomlin's going to Texas. I would say that's more likely that Tomlin goes to Texas than Tomlin goes to the Jets. I think there is 0 chance.
Why would you go to Texas now?
I don't know. Again, I don't know how much. There's been multiple reports.
Why would
Texas?
Why would they replace? Why would they replace
Sark?
Sark right now.
Sark wants to leave, kind of, and they kind of want to. They don't think they can win a national title with Sark. And
they're
Sark
not replacing him
to,
right now. You know that's not happening.
I don't think so either. But this could, if there's. Look, I would say there's a 1% chance Tomlin coaches the Longhorns and a 0% chance he coaches the Jets. I don't think, I would bet dollars to donuts Tomlin does not coach Texas next year or the year after. But there's been rumors that both Texas and Sark want to move on from the current situation. That doesn't mean that Tomlin would take the job or whatever. I'm just saying that report's been linked to Texas sources of saying there's been discussions and there's a rumor that there's an interest in Tomlin. I don't know if that interest is mutual.
I'm not buying this one.
I'm not buying. I would bet dollars to donuts that it doesn't happen. But I'm just saying there's no chance Tomlin is taking that Jet job. Not this year. If he sits out a year and the Jets get the number 1 pick.
Well, that's the plan, I think. That's the path. And again, I don't even know if Tomlin would be the best fit necessarily. He certainly would be the most accomplished coach, but you can make a case if you have the number 1 pick, would it be better to hire the best offensive coach that's out there for the quarterback, right? I'll listen to that argument. Now, I would have no issue with Tomlin. Obviously, he'll get the Jets back to respectability. And if you want Arch to play for you, he'll play for Mike Tomlin. You don't have to worry about that.
For sure. And if you get Tomlin, and this is the way I was looking at it for my Longhorns, right? If Tomlin came, does Arch leave? I don't know. Arch came to play for Sark. That's why he's here, right? That's why he came to Texas. Would Arch leave?
Well, the deadline passed. He can't go to the draft.
That's true too. That's true too. Yeah, but
it's not happening. Mike Tomlin's not coaching Texas this year.
I'm with you. But
Boomtown writes in, Gary, if I can confirm something, last summer weren't you advocating that Lamar was better than Allen? If yes, what changed over the year for you to proclaim this morning that Allen is the best in the NFL?
Yeah, no, I listened back. I misspoke. I meant to say Allen is the best player in the playoffs. I did say I misspoke when I said that. Allen is the best player in the playoffs. I misspoke when I said that. Yeah, Lamar, I probably think Lamar is better, but if I had to pick one because of Lamar's injuries, I would take Allen because of Lamar's injuries. But I think you can make a very good argument that Lamar has been better than Josh Allen. I think that's a very fair argument. But I misspoke. I listened back to it because I'm like, that's not what I said. No, it was. What I meant to say was Josh Allen was the best player in this year's playoffs, and they still didn't win with them. That's what I meant to say. I think there are a couple players, not many, that are better than Allen, but Mahomes and Lamar Jackson, and maybe Burrow being the 3. But none of those guys were in the playoffs. Sorry about that, Boom. Really, I just wanted to get on the record, really, and said I was going to take Miami today, and so when I hit that, I want full credit for that.
And if you don't hit it, what happens?
I'll be wrong. I'll be wrong. But here's a question for you. I was talking to my wife yesterday, and we both thought the Bears should have went for 2 after the Caleb touchdown. What are your thoughts on that?
I wouldn't. You get the ball in overtime. Why are you forcing it?
Everything is on your side after a play like that. Just go win the game.
Yeah, but what if you they barely scored? It took a miracle play to score. I don't know if you just automatically assume, they have this great play ready for the 2-point conversion.
But you know how I feel about Caleb. But if I have a true dual threat guy like Caleb or Allen, and maybe Lamar, I'm going for 2 more often than not because I gotta think. It's so hard to game plan because I can run, I can roll out the quarterback, or I can throw. Right? It's a true triple option. I only need 2 yards. I would go for 2 most of the time if I had one of those 3 guys. I really would. It's going to be so hard to stop with the game on the line. Caleb or Allen or a true dual threat guy, it's going to be hard to stop. He really is. I would have went for 2. I would have said, let's decide the game right here. In a basketball game, if I'm down by 2 with 1 shot left and I have Klay Thompson, let's shoot a 3. Goes down, it goes down.
You could argue it. I'm not saying you're crazy for feeling that way. They talked about it on the broadcast. Should they go for it? And then they just conveniently stopped discussing it. So that was odd. It's like they have 4 minutes left. They're like, I wonder if they score, they'll go for 2. And then when they did score, they didn't even mention it. Collinsworth and Tirico didn't even bat it back and forth. So I thought that was weird. You could argue it. I had no issue with them not going for 2 though, watching it in real time.
I don't have an issue with it. I just thought Ben Johnson, Ben Johnson always goes for it. Ben Johnson's got more of a gambler's mentality than me. Ben Johnson goes 4th and 3 from his own 32 on a regular basis, and I love it. So I just thought if anyone would go for it in that situation, it would be him. He's never going to lose a game because he was afraid. Ever. I love Ben Johnson. He's got a gambler's mentality to the T. So I would have went for it. I would have actually had the balls to put the whole season on the line on 1 play. I don't know. But I like to think I would have done it. If it was me, I would have said, let's line up. Let's go for 2. But I wasn't surprised that they didn't. I was just.
Did you swing wildly in the last 10 seconds of all your fights?
Well, that's just the way it works. Yeah, that's every fight. The last 15 seconds, you just let him go. The 10-second clap comes in. But I like to start right before the 10-second clap. But yeah, 10-second clap, you better let your hands go.
You love Ben Johnson?
I knew when I said that, I knew something like this was gonna leak. I knew that. So I knew I was gonna get at least one of those.
Also, what's the deal with you painting Caleb's fingernails, by the way?
This is well done, guys. This is this is well done. The whole background. This looks good. I have my own nail salon, and there's paintings of the Brooklyn Nets and steak and butter on the wall. It's good stuff, guys. It's good. I like it. I like it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
that's good.
Gary.
Chicken with pasta is worse than peanut butter with sandwich.
When you get a chance, watch it. All right, here. Jake's got me on again. Jake.
What's up, Rob?
I got Peter Castro on the phone here with me.
Oh, fantastic.
Peter, tell him we're going to take him out on that boat. Tell him. Go ahead, Pete.
Yep, we're taking out a couple miles out, Jake. We're going to go fishing. We'll take pictures so you'll have a whole litany for your show.
Go get Tomlin, Peter. We need him.
I'm going to get him. Don't worry. I guarantee I'll get him.
Ladies and gentlemen, a Peter Castro guarantee.
Just don't let go of the rope.
The 69th team is on it. Last chance to get in here. There is only one man currently on hold. Welcome to Something is the latest to enter the raffle.
It's up to you, New York, New York.
Welcome to Something. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. Giving away a Wayne Corbett signed helmet. Veteran Jet fan says Gary's hair actually looks halfway decent in that AI photo. Tremendous set of hair for Gary in this photo. Oregon Jet says we're still in the early stages of a 50-year playoff drought. Settle in. So if it's 50 years, how does it end? Who's our owner when it ends? Cynthia W. in the house. She's probably disgusted with the Knicks performance. They're down 69-43 right before the half to the Mavericks at home right now. Something's up with the Knicks. They have not been the same team since they won the cup. It has gone on long enough now where it is no longer just a funk. They're playing objectively disgraceful basketball. Mike Duramo in the house. He has gifted a membership.
Look, we got Tomlinson. He ain't getting out of here. Get comfortable, pal, because as soon as Woody wakes up, he's going to make you a rich man.
That's right. Oh, man. What we got here? We got a super chat from Spencer Green. Deshaun and a third for a fourth. Lock it in. We deserve a third for his contract. Tell them, Jake, this is what we need. Get excited. We are the Jets. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate Spencer Green for spending $10 on the first show and the second show to say comments as dumb as this one. Spencer, this is for you.
All the pieces come together in a season, it can be absolute perfection, folks, because that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the Jets, led by Zach Wilson, will fucking suck ass, guys.
Thank you for this, Spencer. And the idea of the Jets trading anything to acquire Deshaun Watson is among the dumbest things I've ever heard. Anything. Deshaun Watson. I honestly feel bad taking his money for that super chat. Black Gypsy writes in, God, this kid's stupid. Stop spending your mom's money. You're going to get grounded. Cynthia says, totally disgusting the way the Knicks are. Oh, it's horrific. 69-43 right now. 71-43. Oh, my God. I was at the game Saturday where they lost to the Suns without Brunson. Not good. Not good at all. All right, last chance to get in on the phones. Appreciate everyone out there. Let's get to maybe one last call unless anyone calls in.
I got gas right now. 72-43, 29-point blowout. Are you blind? This team doesn't look like a... How about we just go get a bag, put it over our heads, just go, oh, God, do we got to watch this again? This is not happening. Before our very eyes. Instead of playing that one, you should play this one, the brand new one. Your comments suck. That's Mortal Kombat for you, but our boys need to go out and get some guys now. The free agent market is wide open. Why don't we just stop doing this? Get on the telephones and make some phone calls. It's not this hard. Sean McDermott's already on. He's already out there. Guys, hello. Get your money out and get this guy now. Stop stiddling around waiting for Glenn. You're not, Glenn is old. I don't even know where he is. He's probably somewhere in La La Land between dementia, shit, syphilis, nonsense, and bogusness.
What a call that was, huh? Ladies and gentlemen, last chance to enter the raffle to win a signed Wayne Corbett helmet. Also, if you're not around tomorrow, you're going to miss the weekly raffle. So enter to win a signed Chad Pennington helmet, Darrelle Revis helmet, and Garrett Wilson helmet. Ladies and gentlemen, a member of the 69th team is on the line.
Look, we got Tomlinson. He ain't getting out of here. Get comfortable, pal, because as soon as Woody wakes up, he's going to make you a rich man.
Hello, Jake.
Hello, Peter.
Jake.
Peter.
Yeah.
Peter.
Yeah, but I don't have to call in again. No, you do. Yeah, but I'm not. He doesn't hear me.
Peter. Oh, I hear you.
What's your volume?
It'd blow your
What's up?
mind how well I hear
Got to
you.
call back, Jake.
All right. I look forward to it. I'll be here. Ladies and gentlemen, a live look at Peter Castro trying to figure out technology. We'll get him back. ISU says, drop $500 to check in on Helen Lazard and Jake will take your call. Hell, I'll do it for $5. Why are you entertaining acquiring Deshaun Watson in the chat right now? It's too stupid to even acknowledge. Anyway, let's get back to your calls. Hopefully this guy has figured out whatever went wrong with his first call, because we love his input on the program.
Oh, shit.
Peter?
Hey, Jake, can you hear me now?
I heard you the whole time. You look great. You sound great.
Wow. Anyway, those were some good games yesterday, except for C.J. Stroud, who reminded me of Justin Fields.
Who reminded me of Zach Wilson.
Oh, terrible. I don't know why they didn't bench him in the second half.
I thought they were going to. I really thought D'Amico did not give his team the best chance to win in the second half by not benching him.
Nah, he didn't do his team any favors, that's for sure. That kid, he was shitting in his pants. It was written all over his face. He didn't have it. Once they get like that, you got to yank them.
Agreed.
Anyway, Jake, all these coaches available, and what are we doing?
We got Glenn. We don't need another coach.
And they called in the who was the guy that took over for their defensive coordinator?
Chris Harris. You got a second interview today. How you feeling about that?
Great. Just great. I feel great about the whole thing. You know what? They're losing me. I can't deal with this. I really can't. There's so many candidates out there, and there's so many good ones, offensive coordinators, defensive and we're stuck with this crew. You know, nobody's going to come here. Now you know the truth. Nobody likes this guy. Nobody likes him. I mean, he's getting interviews from Wink Martindale. Okay, you could have got Wink Martindale anytime, but you're not going to get Jim Leonard. I hope they do get Jim Leonard, but I don't think so. I don't know.
I don't think they're going to get Jim Leonard either. Why would he take this job over other jobs that are better?
It's really disgusting. You know, Woody should be ashamed of himself. This is ridiculous. And now you got what's his name, McDermott out there, another real good coach. Why don't you call him in as a defensive coordinator? That's what he is, right?
Well, I think the same thing would apply. Why would he take this job, right? He'd be like, I'm not going to be the DC for a lame duck coach.
I'll tell you, the guy I would call is Brady. Let him take over.
Yeah, again, he's available. He's an offensive guy. Give him a chance. He's an upgrade. Again, at this point, Peter, I hate to have this be the positive, but I think a bad year with the 3 1s and 27, new coach and quarterback on the same timeline, that might be the best case scenario at this point.
Well, true. But, you know, the way this year has gone, no interceptions, 3-14, no quarterbacks in the draft. What else is going to go wrong? What else? We have nobody to pick from. This is ridiculous. But anyway, I'll get Tomlin for you. I'm sure that he'll run into me. I'll make sure he does. And I'm going to take him a couple of miles out fishing. I'll take Rob and what's his name, Neil, and we'll go out fishing and we'll discuss the contract and everything. Then I'll rush him over.
All right.
I'll rush him over to One Jets Drive as soon as he says he'll do it. That would be our only hope.
I have more confidence in you than I do the Jets, so I'll take my chances.
How could you have any confidence in the Jets? One dumber than the other.
I agree.
Ugh. Anyway, Jake, I just wanted to say hi. Happy New Year. And hopefully we'll have a good year this year. But I have a feeling the football season is really going to suck.
But there's light at the end of the tunnel, Peter. We'll be marching for Arch.
Oh, that's good. That would be nice if we got him and a new coach, because This guy can't coach anybody. He can't. He's not. You know, makes me laugh. I mean, do they watch these games? He has no clue about the defense. He has no clue about the offense. He has no clue about being a head coach.
No.
Let's the time run. Look what they did yesterday. What's his name? I don't know. But anyway, time was running out. It was New England. Rabel. He threw the ball 10 seconds left into the end zone at the end of the half. Is that hard to do? Why can't we do that? We never get any PI interference calls because they don't throw the ball down the field. I mean, they're just dumb. They're so dumb, it sticks out like a sore thumb. And all these guys on TV that tell you, oh, Glenn, it may be okay. And they're full of shit. He stinks. He's always going to stink. He'll never be a head coach again after this.
He might not be a DC again right away, Peter. That's how. I mean, again,
he stunk as a defensive coordinator. He wasn't even good at that. Figures Woody would pick him out.
You ain't wrong.
I know. Anyway, Jake, take it easy.
Peter, good luck to you in the 69 team.
Look, we got Tomlinson. He ain't getting out of here. Get comfortable, pal, because as soon as Woody wakes up, he's going to make you a rich man.
Ladies and gentlemen, this just hit the interwebs. Here's Mark Davis, the owner of the Raiders, on the field ahead of the Miami-Indiana game. Now, why would the owner of the Raiders be at this game? Probably because he's going to be taking the quarterback number 1 overall. Again, I know people want to hold out hope that somehow Mendoza would be there for the Jets at 2. I just don't see it. I do not see it. Also, I know this is a Jet show, but I am disgusted by the Knicks right now. Down 28 points at halftime to the Mavericks, who aren't any good, and the Knicks are at home, and the Knicks have been struggling here. This is no longer a small sample size. All right? This is like an 18-game stretch where, according to Fred Katz, they're 29th in the NBA in points allowed per possession. This is a bad basketball team right now. I don't know what happened to them. I don't know what is going on, but there's going to need to be some major changes here. And again, I don't want to just blame the coach because that's lazy, but this would not be happening with Thibodeau. It wouldn't be. And I was a staunch Tibbs defender, and I gave Brown credit because they were playing great at the beginning of the year, but this is a real problem for the Knicks. Let's see. Veteran Jeff. And there goes Nick Farias, crackhead Fury. Again, what do people really think the Raiders were tanking for a lineman or to trade out a number 1? They shut down and alienated their best player in Max Crosby to get a quarterback, not to take a lineman. Right? Like, again, they weren't tanking for Peter Woods. Why did they shut down Bowers and a healthy Crosby? Crosby was so pissed that he wasn't allowed to play. He posted on his Instagram account videos of him dunking a basketball to say, see, I'm not hurt. Like, come on. Hey, Sean, I see you, man. Thanks for the super chat. You're in the raffle for an additional 2.
I hug him every day. I hug him every day.
All right. I'm going to get to the names coming up. So if you want in on the raffle, this is truly your last chance. What I'm going to do right now, though, is play a short clip, count the names. And after this video airs, guess what? We spin the wheel of champions. Now, Richie, we have to address something that has come to light on this show. I had a listener of mine, and he claims that when a young kid came up to you at a training camp practice, you gave this young fan a sticker, but you weren't enthusiastic enough to the young fan that came up to you. And Jay Quest was very, very upset. He was disgusted with your actions. And I want to make it clear, I don't believe this to be true. But now they're calling you the sticker king in the chat, and this continues to take on a life of its own.
Gator, I'm scared to see what this is.
I'm Rishi Stickers. Kiddies love my stickers. Jets media subscribers all want my stickers. Here's my kick-ass sticker. Now leave me the hell alone, bitches.
I'm becoming the sticker guy. Oh my god. We got a banger sent over from Gator. I am strapped up with stickers, and if anybody comes up to me, you get a sticker. I didn't know it was becoming a thing, though.
Rishy stickers.
Does anybody watching this have a sticker that I gave them in person?
Just unbelievable what's happening here. So, Richie, I want you to respond to those who are questioning you.
I mean, I don't know where this accusation's coming from. I did not know that this is turning into first I'm seeing that edit from Gator.
Jake is a fucking pot stirrer, bro. Dude, I did not shit on you. It was in the middle of practice, right? So you were at the top with Ryan and some creepy old guy. Who was that dude that was stalking you guys? Some kid came up to you. I wasn't saying you were mean, but it was I thought the kid was so hyped to see you. His smile on his face was so excited. But he said, here's a sticker. And I felt like the kid was I don't know. I felt like he wanted to dab you off or wanted a picture. It's not a big deal. I saw it, but it wasn't like you were a douchebag. You just gave him a sticker. And I felt like he was a little let down. That's all.
I think I remember exactly what you're talking about. One kid came up to me to show me his phone. He's like, this is you. Are you on TikTok? I gave him a sticker. His friend came up. He wants another sticker. So I'm like, yeah, of course, man. Have a sticker.
I'll tell you this. This is my analogy. Meeting the Jet content creators like meeting a fluffer at a porn set, right? You're there to see the Jets. That kid was acting like he saw a porn star when he saw you. He was so excited, dude. He fucking loved it. The chat took over. You know how these fucking chats are. They go crazy.
Jake Quest, nothing but love and respect to you, my friend. Appreciate you coming on Jake's show and speaking how you feel. Because I got no bad blood against you, my friend, at all.
Jake, stop being a douche there, Jake.
Rishy stickers.
J-Quest, your hamstrings must hurt from that back pedal. Wow. Subscribe to Richie. You might get a sticker if you see him in public. That J-Quest back pedal, man. A foreshadowing of the Jet season with the head coach backpedaling on everything he said. Funny how that works. What an analogy by J-Quest. Oh, man. All right, are we ready for a raffle for a signed Wing Crevent helmet? Well, we got to bring on our master of ceremony to do just that.
Thank you to the Macho Man Randy Savage for helping us on the last show. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the 2026 Wheel of Champions!
It's time to announce the winners of the weekly Asmaniac Raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
Oh, yeah. It's that time, folks. Good luck to everyone who entered. Everyone who entered from the first show and this show is in here for a chance to win. Good luck to everybody. Yo, you know what? Hold on. Give me a second here. There's one final batch of names I didn't get a chance to enter. Let me play a short clip and I'll get the remaining names in there.
We're a field goal team. Last year we had 3 blocks. This year, we had no blocks.
All right. Now we're all set. Good luck to everyone. If you win, please email me your name. And please email me your address so we know where to send the helmet to. Good luck. If you don't win, well, you might win tomorrow in our weekly raffle series. Here we go. The winner is Michael L. Congratulations. Michael Levinson is the winner. He bought a March for Art shirt earlier. Got him 5 tickets during the show. He's the winner. Congratulations. Hit the Jet chant for him, Dream.
J-E-T-S. Yes. All right, let's go.
All right. Hey, everyone enjoy the game tonight. Indiana and Miami. Hopefully it's a good game. Although I do think Indiana wins and they cover if I had to give an official pick, but I hope I'm wrong. I'd rather see a really close, highly competitive game. There could be future Jets on the field tonight, so we will be locked into that one. I will be back tomorrow morning. We'll have a Sabo Tuesday, which is always a lot of fun. We'll have our weekly raffle on the program as well, so we got that to look forward to. Hang in there, Jet fans. As I say all the time, we are all in this together. I will be talking to you guys soon. Jets, Jets.
Breaking sports news just in from the Jake Asman Show. It seems that one of Jake's most loyal fans, who calls into the show on a daily basis, may be fighting for his job. In a tragic turn of events, the caller known as Dre can be seen here innocently calling into the show recently, but it was this very moment that things became tragic.
That's one of my bosses that just spoke by.
All right, you get him on the show. Let me be your boss. You want to come on?
The staff here at Gator Sports worked tirelessly to help repair Dre's job status and keep him out of trouble with his boss, but unfortunately, we may have made things worse.
Let's go to Dre. He's up next on the Gusbuster Hotline. Dre, what do you got for us? Oh, my God.
Hey, Jake. Hey, I gotta be a little quiet, man, because my boss is right over there. The Jets. I think they're definitely gonna win the division.
Who are you talking to?
I'm working. I'm selling.
What are you doing? Are you on the FaceTime?
No. This is I'm selling this guy. I almost got the sale. I'm telling you, I'm gonna get this sale.
You better. Or your job, we have quotas to meet, you know.
Jake, I gotta go. I gotta go back to you. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna get it.
You better.
I'll get it done.
You better. I'm coming back. I'm coming back. All right.
All right, Dre, we'll let you go. Oh, my God. I swear to God, Gator does not tell me when he's doing these things. And it just popped up as Dre, and I go, he looks a little different, but I got like a very small window to see who the callers are. And I did not know that was a impersonator. I really did not. I thought it might have actually been Dre, but I was like, why does he look a little different? But the picture's so small, I couldn't tell. And I was genuinely surprised there. Oh, man. I think we got to end it there. We're not topping that. I mean, that was brilliant. If you want more Gator, he's in the Discord. He will like randomly post different videos. Like he did a mashup of me and Aaron Rodgers singing Taylor Swift together, which is just completely outrageous. Like I don't even know how to describe what Gator posts in the Discord. So sign up for the Patreon so you can get access to that. Happy Friday, everybody. I mean, that was brilliant. The Office background. Who was voicing the other part of the bit there? I mean, I got a million questions after that. Incredible. Look who's called back. Our guy Dre is on the line right now. Dre, how we doing? Not at the office?
I had to call in because I saw Gator's impression of me. It was fantastic. I literally was crying at work. Then I ran around to talk to a couple people about it, and that video is fantastic. It is just cinematic triumph. You're gonna love it. Shout out to Gator, my guy.
The Gator impression. I mean, one more time, I'll put it up on screen. I mean, this was outstanding. Look at that. The attention, the detail. Who's Gator going to impersonate next?
Hey, here's the deal. Just got no chance unless you click on that like button. And you got to make sure you subscribe to the Jake Asman Show. You don't, you can get the f*** out. Now let's go, Asmaniacs. We're built for this shit.